Hi guys, I'm going to try a little salmon fly tonight. So this is based on the Kinermoney killer, and I've incorporated the Magma dyed opossum that I have into it, and a little bit of boar bristle, so it's a Kinermoney Magma Piglet. So what I'm going to do is take a black outer tube in here, and maybe, what, 12-15 mil of that, cutting it off straight. And then I am going to flame my black inner tubing, make sure that it's cooled down, and then pass it through our outer. I'm going to slide it on here, and then this was my flare, and you can see I've now pushed it back so that I have 6 mil maybe of stuff to tie on. So the Kinermoney has a silver and a black body, so I'm kind of reversing it here. The black tubing is the black part of the body, and then if you've seen me tie piglets before, then we have the cone, silver cone will be the front portion of the body, and that will be our silver. So super glued that a little bit, and what we're going to do is take a little bit of few strands of tip dyed orange, yellow boar. A few strands of that, lay that on the top, tie that in, and for a bit of flash I'm going to use crystal hair because it's a bit stiff and I think it suits the boar. So I'm going to tie that in, but it's not the full length of the boar, maybe 2/3, 3/4 the length of it. One strand of pearl, fold it back, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this triple dyed or magma dyed opossum, take a wee bunch of that, trim it off, and that I'm going to lay in on top of the boar. I'm just going to use my fingernail just to splay it a little bit around the hook shank there. So it's kind of from what, 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock across the top. I think that gives a really attractive tail to these types of flies. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this is a dubbin I mixed up with like a fine silver angelina, a slightly thicker one, and I've also put like a UV flash into it. I'm just going to dub that on as a ball, but quite tight. So Kinermoney has a yellow hackle and an orange hackle, so I'm going to use an orange badger hackle over a yellow soft hackle, and you're only going to get 1 or 2 turns of each in here. So I'm taking my little yellow soft hackle here. It's a hen hackle, so tend to be quite short. Nip out the tip. Tie that in. actually maybe 1.5 turns I'd say that one got. So just to make sure that doesn't fall out, I'm just going to dab a bit of super glue on maybe 1 centimetre of tying thread there and tie over that. And then we're going to take a small hot orange badger hackle, strip the base and double the hackle, nip it off. I'm tying that in just at the front of this body section. Now don't worry that that bit of the body there is exposed, because, or how messy or otherwise this looks. Trim off the stock, because we are going to use silicone to push all that back, and the recess of the cone will neaten all that up for us. We'll take a silver cone, slide that on, super glue 1 inch of thread, a little bit more maybe, hold all that back and wrap a blob of super glue, then push the cone tight back into that. As you can see, that has now pushed everything back. The cup of the cone is holding that back in place. So we'll nick off our tying thread, then I'm going to run a little bit of super glue on 1 inch or so, 2 inches of it, and get that tied directly in front there. So for the wing, what I'm going to use is a black fox mask, and I'm using some of the very short hair on that, so I get a little bunch of that. Trim it off square, set it up on top of our shank, and that little blade of super glue that was there should hold that in place, and that's our black wing for the fly. So to finish the fly, we need jungle cock and we need a blue hackle. So what I'm going to do is I'm tying the jungle cock in first. I'm going to tie them in pointing backwards, and we will have one of these little like UFO disc kind of things on the front of it, and that will pull these back into position. So I'm going to take 2 very small jungle cock here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip the fluff off them, flip them round so the bad side is up. So good side to you, bad side to me. Flip that up, set it on top. I'm just holding it in place with my nail, and I'm going to tie that on. So these are, they're sort of on the sides, but they're slightly pointing down, because that angle will reverse when I put this on, so they should kick up. We'll just take off the stalks of them here, and then to finish the fly, a blue soft hackle. Now if you prefer a cock hackle, you can use that, or a badger blue hackle or something like that there. Do what suits yourself. So I am doubling that one. Nip out the tip. Turn to hold it in place. Wax my thread. fold it back to tie it. And we're trying to get this all as small as is humanly possible, so we've got maybe 1.5 mil here to tie on. And then we will just wrap two-ish turns maybe, height of it. Turn to hold it in place. Flip the jungle cock eyes. Trim this off, but leave 2 mil of it sitting out. So this is a 4 mil little disc, so you can leave a couple of mil poking out, it won't show, and therefore it's less likely to pull out. Take our super glue, run 1.5 inches of super glue, pull this all back, and then wrap in the one spot to create almost like a disc of super glue, and then push that UFO type disc back into it. So that should set pretty quickly. Trim that. And that is our fly tied. It's just all we have to do is flame the inner tube. So I'm going to cut that, leaving 1.5 mil sticking out. I'm going to push that onto my needle here. This is quite a thick needle. Flame that back, and the needle will keep that bit. And you can flame it straight up, but what I've been finding lately is that I think it depends on the tube itself, but some of them flare very well, and some of them tend to collapse on themselves when you have them free. So that seems to work all right. So just to be sure, turn it round and force it against the wider part of the tube here, and that will make it patent. You can heat that up if you want to. So that is our little fly tied. So it's a Kinermoney Magma Piglet. So quite a striking little thing. So hopefully you like it, and if you do, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and until next time. Tight lines and